The world was stunned this week as President Donald Trump made a dramatic announcement on Truth Social. He revealed he'd ordered 2 U.S. nuclear submarines to move closer to Russia, responding to provocative statements from Dmitry Medvedev, Russia's former president. Trump's post bypassed traditional diplomacy, sending shockwaves through the international community. "I have ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions," he wrote, warning this was in response to Russian threats. This marked Trump's first major public military move against Russia since returning to the White House, a sharp shift from his previous criticism of U.S. policy on Ukraine. Frustrated by stalled peace talks, Trump had just shortened Russia's deadline for ending the war from 50 days to 10, threatening secondary sanctions if they failed to comply. The escalation moved quickly from economic threats to military posturing. When questioned, Trump framed the deployment as a matter of national security. A threat was made by a former president of Russia, and we're going to protect our people. By directly linking a Russian statement to a U.S. military response, Trump left little room for ambiguity. The message was clear: threats against the U.S. would be met with visible force. This bold move pushed the world into uncharted territory, raising the stakes in an already tense standoff. The fragile peace between nuclear superpowers now hung by a thread. Trump's approach signaled a new era of public high-stakes brinkmanship. The world watched, anxious, as the war of words edged closer to real conflict. The risk of miscalculation had never felt more real. The international community braced for what might come next. The nuclear shadow loomed larger than ever. The standoff's spark was a chilling warning from Dmitry Medvedev. He invoked Russia's dead hand, an automated nuclear retaliation system from the Cold War, designed to launch if Russia's leadership was wiped out. Medvedev's message: even a decapitated Russia could strike back. This was a calculated escalation, tapping into fears of automated warfare and mutual destruction. After Trump's submarine move, Medvedev mocked the U.S. response and doubled down on his threat. The exchange turned a political dispute into a personal, public feud, nuclear arsenals as the backdrop. Some experts dismiss Medvedev's rhetoric as bluster, but Trump chose to take him seriously. The challenge: is Medvedev shaping policy or just posturing? Either way, the world is forced to reckon with the threat. Was Trump's submarine order a real operation or a strategic message? The Pentagon stayed silent, fueling speculation. Most experts believe the move was about sending a signal, not preparing for war. The White House embraced ambiguity, refusing to confirm details or even the type of submarines deployed. This uncertainty forces Russia to assume the worst, creating psychological pressure. By making the deployment public, Trump broke with the tradition of secret submarine operations, turning a covert maneuver into a declaration of resolve. The ambiguity amplifies the threat. Russia knows U.S. assets are nearby, but not where or what they carry. Critics warn that publicizing such moves is risky, potentially reckless. The line between deterrence and provocation is razor thin. The world now waits to see if this gambit will cool tensions or ignite them. The stakes could not be higher. Today's standoff echoes the Cold War's most dangerous moments beneath the waves. In 1962, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, a Soviet submarine nearly launched a nuclear torpedo after being harassed by the U.S. Navy. Only one officer's restraint prevented disaster. Throughout the Cold War, U.S. and Soviet submarines played high-stakes cat and mouse, resulting in collisions and near misses. Even after the Cold War, incidents continued, like the 1992 collision off Murmansk. These episodes show how easily technical errors or aggressive maneuvers can trigger unintended escalation. Trump's public submarine deployment increases the risk of miscalculation in contested waters. The ghosts of past collisions are a stark warning. Nuclear diplomacy is never just theoretical. The danger is real, and history is always close at hand. Trump's public nuclear brinkmanship raises a critical question. Does it deter or dangerously destabilize? Supporters say it draws clear red lines. Critics warn it breaks with decades of careful, secretive deterrence. Announcing nuclear deployments in response to online threats risks a cycle of provocation and escalation. NATO allies are uneasy, fearing a conflict sparked by social media. Arms control experts warn this normalizes nuclear threats, eroding the taboo that has kept the world safe. The old guardrails, back channels, protocols, restraint, are giving way to public posturing and unpredictability. By making nuclear threats part of daily politics, we enter perilous territory. The world must now navigate this new, volatile era, where a war of words could have catastrophic consequences.